Today, I'm giving you a truth. Not a trick. Not a technique. A truth. Imagine this. You say the same words another man says. You behave the same way. You make the same move. Yet the response you get is completely different. Not slightly different. Fundamentally different. One man is welcomed. The other is tolerated. Here's why most men are confused. Women don't respond to what you do. They respond to who you are being when you do it. So when men don't get the response they want, what do they try to change? Their words, their tactics, their behavior. They almost never question their internal position. And that's why nothing changes. Have you noticed how some men change nothing on the surface, yet women respond to them differently over time? Stay with me, because once you see this truth clearly, you won't be able to unsee it. The biggest misunderstanding men have: most men believe response is earned through action. Say the right thing. Make the right move. Show the right amount of interest. That belief keeps them stuck. Because response is not transactional. You don't put words in and get attraction out. Women are not responding to your actions in isolation. They are responding to the state behind the action. Two men can say the same sentence. One feels grounded. The other feels needy. The words are identical. The response is not. That difference is everything. What women are actually responding to: women respond to emotional positioning, not emotion itself. Position. Who is centered? Who is stable? Who is leading the emotional frame? Most men unknowingly place women at the center of the interaction. They adjust themselves. They adapt their tone. They wait for cues. Strong men don't center women. They center themselves. And when a man is centered, others respond differently, without knowing why. Centered men feel complete. Completeness removes pressure, and pressure is what kills response. Why trying harder makes it worse. When men sense disinterest, they increase effort. They text more. They explain more. They reassure more. They believe effort will fix the imbalance. It doesn't. It exposes it. Because effort signals dependence, and dependence quietly shifts power away from you. Women don't pull away because effort is unattractive. They pull away because need is, and need is always felt before it's seen. This is why trying harder almost always backfires. The truth that changes everything. Here is the truth most men never integrate. Women respond differently to men who are not trying to get a response. That doesn't mean indifference. It means non-attachment. A non-attached man is present without pressure. He engages without agenda. And that changes how everything lands. His words feel lighter. His silence feels intentional. His presence feels stable. Stability is rare. And rarity changes response. Response is a mirror. Response is not something you force. It's something you reflect. When you are reactive, you get reactive responses. When you are grounded, responses soften. When you seek validation, responses become guarded. When you are self-contained, responses open. This is not philosophy. It's nervous system communication. People mirror the emotional posture they feel. The invisible signal you're always sending. Every moment, you are sending signals, not with words, with regulation. How quickly you reply, how you handle silence, how you respond to uncertainty. Most men broadcast instability without realizing it. They rush to clarify. They rush to reassure. They rush to secure outcomes. Strong men don't rush. They allow space. And space communicates confidence without effort. Why calm men get different responses. Calm men are predictable in the right way. They don't spike emotion randomly. They don't create pressure. That predictability creates trust, and trust changes response. A woman may not feel excitement immediately, but she feels ease. and ease keeps response open. Most men chase excitement. Strong men allow comfort to form first. Comfort is what prevents withdrawal. The moment most men lose leverage, the moment you seek reassurance, the dynamic shifts. Did I say something wrong? Are you okay? Is everything fine? These questions sound harmless. They're not. They signal uncertainty, and uncertainty invites distance. Strong men don't seek reassurance. They observe behavior and adjust quietly. That quiet adjustment changes how women respond over time. Why women test men. Women test men to locate stability, not to manipulate, to understand. They withdraw slightly. They change tone. They introduce ambiguity. Most men panic. They rush to fix the moment. Strong men remain consistent. They don't chase clarity. They don't demand reassurance. They let the test pass on its own. And when it does, response shifts. Stoicism and response control. Stoicism teaches one thing above all: control what you can, release what you cannot. You cannot control response. You can control your posture within the interaction. When you release the need to manage response, response improves, not immediately, but reliably. Short-term response versus long-term response. Many men confuse excitement with connection. Excitement is fast. Connection is slow. Men who chase excitement often get quick responses and sudden drop-offs. Men who remain grounded often get slower responses and deeper engagement. Women respond differently over time to men who don't demand immediacy. Less pressure, less expectation, more openness. Why neediness is felt before it's seen. Neediness hides well, behind politeness, behind humor, behind just checking in. But it's always felt. Neediness says, "I'm not okay unless this goes well." That message creates tension. Strong men don't hide neediness. They remove it. They don't attach self-worth to response. And that detachment changes how everything lands. The quiet power shift, when you stop chasing response, a shift occurs. She begins to adjust to you, not consciously, instinctively. She mirrors your pace, your tone, your regulation. This is what most men call chemistry. But it's actually alignment. Alignment happens when one person is grounded enough to set the emotional tempo. Why this feels uncomfortable. This truth feels uncomfortable because it removes false control. You're no longer managing outcomes. You're managing yourself. Most men would rather control others than discipline themselves. Strong men do the opposite. They accept uncertainty. And uncertainty is where attraction grows. Remember this. Women don't respond to effort. They respond to emotional position. When you stop trying to control response, response changes. When you remain centered, others adjust. Not because you demanded it, but because stability invites alignment. Control yourself. Release outcome. And let your presence do what effort never could. Welcome to Stoic silence.